Okay. Hey, it's the presentation day. I just got back from the main town with the printouts, and I definitely need to buy a printer when this thing kicks off, besides a million other things that I need to buy. I need to get ready now and all set to go. Also turns out that I was stressing absolutely for no reason yesterday, because designers don't really give their technical sheets and all of that extra jazz in their first meeting, which brings me to the question to all the other designers: what is it that you do with your pitch meetings? Like, do you really give all of your designs and ideas and budgeting and blah 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 in your first meet? Because that is a lot of time, and then if it doesn't convert, you essentially are wasting all of that time. I don't know, it's a little confusing. Okay, so back to the project now. This is a little Chinese restaurant located bang in the middle of the main town of Manali. It is about 600 square feet plus minus in size, and clients had some of the things that they really wanted in the final design. So number one, they wanted an outside seating, which makes absolute sense to me given the location of the space. The second was they did not want to reduce the number of chairs that they had, which also makes absolute sense because in a tiny restaurant like this, every chair gives you money. The third was they wanted to highlight the fact that they were built in 1970s, and that's when they are in business, so 1970s, and also the fact that they are one of the main competitors in the Chinese restaurant market in the main town of Manali. They did not want the final design to lose the Chinese aesthetics of it, but they also wanted people to know that they serve amazing Indian food, which was such a shocker for me because I realized it only this time that they serve really good Indian food. And they also wanted the space to look a lot less cluttered than what it does right now, because it is a fairly narrow space with a lot of things happening, with like textured flooring, wooden panels on the wall, and then wooden ceiling and lights hanging, and a lot of things happening, and then of course a lot of reds. So all in all, if you look at the color theory of the space that is right now, we have a lot of warm active colors. And the last thing that the clients wanted was not to change the furniture. So to begin with, if you look at what we have currently, we started off with a concept board or a mood board that a lot of people call. I like to call it a concept board. So we started off with the concept board, and the first thing that we attacked was what colors are we going to use, by using a lot of greens, which is sort of in the cooler region of the color wheel. So those greens will then balance all the reds and all the browns from the wood out, which will give us a visually more appealing, more open space. Keeping that in mind, we also decided to make the ceiling completely white. It's going to be a false ceiling. It'll have recessed lights in it, nothing that is hanging, no pendants light. We're getting rid of all of that. But what we do have is a strip of nice Asian wallpaper which runs through the center of the ceiling, and it's highlighted by cove lights all around it. So that becomes like a focal point of the space. With the outdoor seating, we wanted to have a space which looks really hip and peppy and something that invites people in, so that while people are just roaming around, they feel like coming to the restaurant even though they had no plans. So impulse clients, I would say. Alright, so then I took a bunch of measurements of the space and we came up with this existing plan. We are planning to keep the floor plan fairly similar to what it is right now. The only thing that we change is the front wall. So we're planning to pull the front wall down and create a niche for the outdoor seating, and then switch the entrance from the center to left side of the front wall. So the first thing that you see when you open that entrance is your reception right in front of you, with a really nice steel framed partition right behind the reception. The other thing that we really considered while we were designing the space was the lighting. Now, I cannot stress enough on the fact that how important lighting is to any interiors. I have seen a lot of places which has only one light which lights up the entire room, and you will see the difference when you start layering your lighting in your interiors. So with this project, what we've done is we have added the lighting in 3 different layers. So the first one is the ambient lighting, the second one is the task lighting, and then the third is all the accent lightings. What this does is that it sort of creates a mood or an ambiance in the space which looks a lot more appealing versus if we only had a single source of lighting or a single layer of lighting. With the client requirement about letting people know that it's an Indian restaurant, what we did was, this was like the simplest idea. We just placed a blackboard outside which says we also serve Indian, or you can put a menu up there so people know that you actually do have Indian and continental and a lot of other options besides just the Chinese menu. Which brings us to our before and after session to see the potential that this place has in terms of design. Oh my god, you guys, not only did they agree to every design idea that I gave them and the entire plan, they approved all of it, it's signed, we signed the deal, it's all done. They also want me to now design their reception area for their restaurant. So a reception / lobby, and then we are also doing their first and second floor of the restaurant later next year. Yeah, so I guess it went great. Super nervous about the execution part of it, but excited, nervous, I don't know. Great start, I would say. Okay, bye.